Okay, today's lesson is on multiplying fractions, and this is from your textbook. And I'm sorry, I just noticed that I wrote chapter 1.1. It's 2.1, so I will change that right now, 2.1. And we're calling it B because we said A was a review of adding and subtracting. The idea of fractions is that fraction really is division. So when I say I want a part of something, I'm actually making something smaller, and that's what a fraction does. But we have to use multiplication to actually do this. So as you see, we've got this idea of food. Well, in this case, it's a kiwi, and we have a recipe that calls for 3 kiwis, but we only want half. So we're going to write that as a fraction. The 1/2 is right here. The multiplication actually here is the word of, half of something, and the 3 kiwis, of course, is that number 3. And as you can figure out in your head, a half of 3 is 1.5 kiwis. Let's look at people. 2/3 of the class understand a new concept. Half of the 2/3 think that the lesson was too easy. Notice now I've got the half in the second position, not the first. Is that okay? Sure it is, because commutative property says that I can multiply or add in any order I want to. So here again, here's the of, and this is the half that we're dividing it in half, and here is the class. Okay, so hopefully you can see why multiplication with fractions is another way of dividing. All right, let's look at some more. Here's another big idea. Multiplying by values greater than 1 involves many more steps. So now we have mixed numbers. We're going to say 2.5 times 3 1/3. Now, if you're just multiplying straight across, that would be 6 1/6, which it is not equal to. So make sure that this doesn't happen. You would do that with a proper fraction, but not improper. So what do you do about it? Before I say that, I want to show you another way that you could solve this, but you probably wouldn't want to. It takes way too long. So if I wanted to multiply the way it is, without doing this little trick I'm going to tell you about, I would have to take 2 times 3, and then 2 times 1/3, and then I'd have to take 1/2 times 3, and 1/2 times 1/3, and add those all together. And I'd still get the same answer as this quicker way that I'm going to show you next. So here it is. First of all, you're going to convert all of these into improper fractions. So instead of saying 2.5, you're going to say 3/2. So then I rewrite this. Now it's 3/2 times 10/3, exactly the same values, just different ways of writing it. Now I can multiply straight across. 3 times 10 is 30, 2 times 3 is 6, or 5. But you might know a little trick, and if you don't, here's how to make it even shorter. You notice that this 3 and this 3 are the same factor. I can rewrite this so that it's called cross canceling. It's like doing this. I cross them out. 3/3 is the same as 1/1. So I'm dividing the 3 and the 3 by 3. As long as I do it to one side, I can do it to the other. I can also change these. So this is a 10 and a 2. I could factor out the 5 so that this becomes a 1 and a 5. And notice how that's going to give me the answer 5. So that's just a quick way of, once we get it in all improper or proper form, that I can quickly solve the problem. All right, that was a short lesson. I will be giving you something in class to do in addition to this. Thanks for listening.